Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Monday, April 27th. How are you guys? I hope you're well. I'm doing well. I'm happy here at my house, and we're here launching Unit 9. So we are moving on. We just finished Unit 8 last week. Good news, Unit 9 is going to be a very, very quick one. It's only going to be a week long, so we're going to wrap things up here next Monday is going to be our last assignment for this unit. So it's going to be a real quick one, then we're going to jump into Unit 10. So let's just kind of get right into it. We have one big change that I think it's not going to be too much of an issue, but one change for this unit moving forward. Last unit we had you guys submit your assignments in a wiki project, but I'm going to go ahead and nix that. We're going to go back to the Dropbox. So the all your assignments is going to be through the Dropbox, which is what you're normally used to. Yours will look a little different. It'll say hand in here. So no, this is just to keep everything much more organized for myself and for you guys, I think. And there was some trouble uploading things into the wiki project, so it's a little confusing. So I think this one will be a little bit more streamlined. So notice there's no wiki project for Unit 9, and do it through the Dropbox. Okay, you're going to continue to get grades for all your assignments starting in Unit 9. So you may have seen that you're starting to receive grades. If you do not submit an assignment, or it is only partially complete, you will have a DLN in the gradebook, which stands for Distance Learning Not Received, and it does not benefit your grade in any way. So if you see that, reach out to me if you have any questions on why you may have received a DLN. Otherwise, you should see a grade in the gradebook, and then your grade will be updated as needed. So, all right, let's talk about your assignments for the week. Or for this unit, we have our weekly check-in as normal. The questions are different this week, so please make sure you read through all four in detail and answer those before you start any work. So this is, and as I've been doing the last couple weeks, I'll give you guys a personalized response to each of your answers there. So make sure you do that weekly check-in, please. And your first assignment for this week, it's actually due tomorrow. So today is the 27th. It'll be due the 28th. Same thing as last unit. Please do your handwritten notes. Okay, upload a picture of your handwritten notes into the Dropbox. The PowerPoint presentation is here, so make sure you read through that and take your notes and submit your handwritten notes. An image of those is just fine into the Dropbox. That's number one. Number two, you're going to have more video summaries. This is going to be due on Friday, May 1st. So we are entering May this week. So video summaries, we should have links in here. Yeah. Two Mr. Anderson videos, one about ecosystems, the other one about energy flow in ecosystems. We're looking for a 1/2 page summary of each one. Please make sure that you can type it or you can handwrite it. Either one does not matter. And the Dropbox is where I'd like you to put those. And finally, your kind of lab, if you will, for the day or for the week is something called Lesson of the Kaibab or Kaibab. And I'm going to run through this kind of briefly so you get a better idea of what this is about. But the document is here, and you are going, and if you want a little bit of extra information, it's not required, but there's a cool little video here. The Kaibab is it's a plateau, a land formation up in northern Arizona, right next to the Utah border. And this video kind of, they interview someone who works for the Arizona Game and Fish Department and kind of talks about, the wildlife that lives there and why he loves working in the Kaibab plateau. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this ecosystem, there's a cool video here. But your assignment is it's a kind of a little lab, but basically a little backstory. I'm going to go ahead and read through a little bit of this for you guys and kind of tell you what you're required to do, and that'll be it for the week. So, introduction. So the environment may be altered by forces within the biotic community. So biotic referring to anything that's living. Also can be altered by relationships between organisms and the physical environment. So the carrying capacity of an ecosystem is the maximum number of organisms that an area can support, right? So there's only a certain number of resources, whether it's space or food, right? And so there's only a certain number that can support, certain number of organisms. So the carrying capacity of an ecosystem might be, say, 1,000 deer, right? For example. So the density of a population may produce such profound changes in the environment that the environment becomes unsuitable for the survival of that species. So, for example, overgrazing of land may make the land unable to support the grazing of animals that live there, right? If you have a bunch of cattle that you're farming and all of your cattle eat all the grass, now what do? There's no more grass for your cattle, so your carrying capacity has been reached. You're going to see a decline in that population because there's no food source. All right. So a little background, before 1905, the deer on the Kaibab Plateau was around 4,000. Carrying capacity was estimated to be about 30,000. So there's a lot of room for that population to grow. In 1906, President Teddy Roosevelt created the Grand Canyon National Game Preserve to protect, quote, the finest deer herd in America. By this time, though, the forest area had already been overgrazed by sheep, cattle, and horses, so a lot of the deer's food source had been eliminated. First step was to protect the deer, was to ban all hunting, okay? In addition, mountain lions, 20 wolves, 7,388 coyotes, and more than 500 bobcats were killed. Your job here, just do a simple graph, do this on a separate piece of paper, please. 1905 all the way to 1924, graph the deer population. You can see it really exploded just within a span of 19 years or so. Okay, and then finally they did some implementation to help change the dynamics of the deer population. So the Kaibab Deer Investigating Committee recommended that all livestock not owned by local residents be removed immediately and that the number of deer be cut in half as quickly as possible. Hunting was reopened, and during the fall of 1924, 675 deer were killed by hunters. However, these deer represented only 1/10 of the number, okay? 1/10 of the number. So that means there was 67,000 deer at some point, right? Only 675 were killed. Right. So it is estimated that over the next 2 winters, 60,000 deer starved to death. If there's no food sources, right? If it all gets overgrazed, all the food gets eaten, those high population numbers are going to crash, okay? So as you go through this, please answer the questions. There are 10 questions, I believe. Yep. And then I'm going to have you do your graph on a separate sheet of paper. So you're going to turn in this document, and then also make sure you take a picture of your graph and submit that as well. So you're really submitting 2 things for this, okay? So those are your 3 assignments for the week. This will be due on the 4th. So next Monday, it says right here, next Monday. So only 3 things, and that's pretty much it for this unit. And if you have any questions, always reach out by email or my Google Voice office hours. And thank you guys. We'll catch up with you. I'll send any text announcements throughout the week if there's any questions or any general things I need to, any information I need to get out. So enjoy your week. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.